We should do a Rad Russ waxing tutorial. Hey YouTube, welcome back to Russ's Rad Reviews. Today, oh, it's a bad day. It's been a hot minute since we've seen you guys, but oh well, that's life. We have another review for you, and we've changed some things up. We have a casting couch now, and yeah, life's been good. We've got a 38 special album for you guys today. It is their 4th studio album, and it is Wild-Eyed, not Wild-Eyed, Wild-Eye Southern Boys.
No, it is Wild-Eyed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really struggling. This album was released in 1981 on the A&M Records label. It topped at number 18 on the Billboard chart, and 3 of the 4 songs written or co-written by Survivor's Jim Hederick. The 4 singles were Fantasy Girl, Hold On Loosely, and Wild-Eyed Southern Boys. The producer of the album was Rodney Mills. The engineers for the album were, again, Rodney Mills and Greg Kesnell. The cover art was done by Larry Gerber, and with that said, we're going to talk about the artwork of the album. It's basically, I'm assuming, a girl walking into a club. What I don't understand is, like, are they just standing there to, like, be, like, weird males? Or, never mind, that's just fucking weird. They've got a newspaper roll blowing around in the street, Rock and Roll Tonight. It's a really iconic cover. The back is just a picture of 38 Special, the gun, the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys. I like the font. They did like a salmon orange and a pink, which has really good contrast. And on the black, it just really pops. Super, super cool. And then the sleeve, it's a picture of the band with their names on it. It's got a bunch of information about the album and stuff, who 38 Special is, additional musicians, you know, they're basically their credits. With that said, I think for the artwork of this album, because it's so complete and it contrasts really well, come on, I'd give this an 8.5 out of 10 for artwork. It's really iconic. I mean, any male that's like above 12 and walks into a record store and sees this is like, oh, gotta go check that out. Now that artwork's taken care of, let's slide over into the thick scale. She's a thin boy. Not super thin, but she's not a super thick boy. I'd probably give it 2.5 out of 5 for the thick scale. It's 1980, so they were starting to transition to cassettes and 8-tracks and stuff, so. But I forgot to mention this A&M logo. I'm not gonna change the score, but I just think it's really cool that they incorporated it. It's almost like they did scales on it, like snake scale, or like a snakeskin design. With that said, let's slide over into the songs. So on side 1, we have Hold On Loosely, First Time Around, Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, Back Alley Sally, and Fantasy Girl. And the only song on this side that I don't really care that much for is First Time Around. The other 4 are fabulous. They're great songs. They later became staples for 38 Special. Solid side, very good. Side 2, Hittin' and Runnin', Honky Tonk Dancer, Throw Out the Line, and Bring It On. This is the perfect amount of songs for a vinyl. 9 to 12 songs is the perfect amount. You can settle for 8. This album just nails it out of the park with how the songs are placed and how it's balanced. Good job. Hittin' and Runnin', Honky Tonk Dancer, and Throw Out the Line are great songs. Again, there's one song on this side, Bring It On, that it just doesn't excite me. I can go without having it, but it's still solid. Great album, great songs. I'd probably give this, just because so many of these later became hits, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for songs. Hold On Loosely, Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, Fantasy Girl, even the lesser known ones, Honky Tonk Dancer, Throw Out the Line, they all later became hits. And the last thing we got to talk about is, how has the album held up over time? It's one of those where if you're not a 38 Special fan and you only know Hold On Loosely, get the album. It's so good. 5 songs from this album later became really well-known hits for 38 Special. This album's got to score at least an 8 out of 10. I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10 just because it established what 38 Special was about. On our local radio station, I hear at least one 38 Special song every 3 days, and I'd be willing to bet that 90% of the time it's from this album. And with that said, that's the end of the review. Sweet and painless. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Leave us a comment. We really, really appreciate it. Let us know what your favorite song of the album is. We'll link the album in the description below on Spotify. Go give it a listen. It's not very long. Don't forget to check us out on social media. With that said, guys, I'm Rad Russ, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm really struggling.